Okay, 1651, good luck. Not played before, there's no head-to-head score there. Opponent has how many? Nearly 1,000 games of Rapid, very good. There's kind of an invitation to go e4, but I don't think I want to. I'm going to stick to d4. Okay. Might try and charge the centre now. He's giving me all the centre ground, or seems to be. I'm just aiming to just develop and castle. Oh, he's gone really bold though. Really bold really early as well. So do I need h3 or do I ignore it? e4 is probably still a very good move. It's just a case of I might want to spend a move or two dropping the knight back, but I think I'm going to do it. I'm going to still go e4. Okay, develops. So trying to kick the knight back and just come back here. This is still guarded, but bishop up might be sensible anywhere. Maybe queen up somewhere. Okay, the knight will just drop back. He's marching forward, I think, a little bit too much here, I think. So let's develop the bishop, knight here. I could still go king side. I could go queen side. Queen can go to either square just to try and target the diagonals. So where do we want to be? I'm not sure which one I want to be on. I want the queen up to one of these, I think, for my next move. Probably c2. Yeah, let's go here just preparing castling. It's very odd the way he's played this. Especially for a rapid game. You can understand it more in a bullet game, maybe. It's like he's going to try and just sit and hold there and not really do anything, but so you've got to do something. But how do we break through? Okay, launches e5. So if I take and you go with the pawn, we can just castle and get the rook on the file immediately. Oh, apologies, a little bit croaky, but I feel all right. I think I should take there. Probably castle queen side. I could stay king side. Bishop up might be a move now to get the bishop off the board. I'm going to play bishop up and try and get that bishop off the board because this king side is so open now. So I think I'm probably going to castle queen side. Obviously, I'm just delaying it right now. Okay, knight comes forward. Let's take the bishop. Let's get castled. So I need the king shuffling across a little bit. And now I'm going to try and charge these pawns. I need to move this bishop somewhere. So maybe knight across forward could be an idea. Knight in, I'm probably just going to simply take. You might get a protected pass pawn though. It could be actually pretty good. Knight in, I've probably got to take. Okay, check. I assume I want to sidestep, but I could play queen across, but I assume it must be right to shuffle there. So again, knight in, I think I just take here. And what do we do? If I play c5, the queen could take, and if I don't, you can play c5 yourself. The alternative is, I guess, knight down. Maybe I move the queen. Trying to launch one. So do we do a move like this? Just sack a pawn. That seems wrong. h4 could be a move. Or even h3, but I favour h4. Or knight across to free up a square for the bishop. Knight across though does allow the knight in, doesn't it? Maybe queen back. Maybe knight across here. Push, take, knight over. Knight across threatens to jump forward actually, doesn't it? Yeah, I'm going to go here. Threaten to jump in. Even if you push the pawn, I can jump in and hit the rook and the bishop. So just try and create some sort of threat. That king is very badly placed. Okay, has still done that, so I assume I just want to jump forward here, hit the rook and bishop. So forward, if you take, I can simply take back. The pawn structure is all messed up, so I don't see any reason to waste a lot of time there. Probably going to take the bishop and then collect a pawn. It could be a free pawn. So we'll take and then collect, I think. Now this pawn can't take back because you hang the rook, so that should be a free pawn, but let's not rush this. Again, I don't see any reason not to take. If the knight comes in, I can simply take it. If you take, you do attack the bishop, but I could grab another pawn, or I can just drop the bishop back somewhere. So I think we're doing well, and that king is in a really vulnerable position. You're going to have to try and get castled. Yeah, runs away now. So bishop back seems sensible here, rather than grabbing the pawn. I think I'm just going to come back and try and take there. Again, if knight in, I'll just simply take. And then try and stop c5. Might not be quite so easy. Queen across might be a move to offer to trade the queens. Now we've gained a pawn. Oh, he's let me take there. Surely that must be a mistake. This structure is really bad. How do we punish this? h4. Maybe we go here and just fix these pawns, but I don't think I need to right now. Just don't want to blunder this, so I think I'm looking at check and then knight across to guard this pawn. That's my basic idea, but actually f3 could be a good guard. Takes, it opens the file, and it really solidifies this. But if you take, it activates my rooks going after the king. Okay. So now I assume I go here. If you push, then I go here. So I'm going to go h3. I'm just trying to activate the rooks now and get the files open. So the queen comes forward. So take. Knight is a little bit loose, so I assume I want knight across here with a view to rook coming over. Yeah, it's probably good to actually sack a pawn here, probably. But I do have an immediate rook up. Queen down. Knight across isn't then a move. Knight across, takes, queen takes, rook across, or this rook across. It looks strong, doesn't it? Let's go here. If takes, I'm just going to take. Allow the take and activate the rooks in the middle of the board. And that feels like it should be winning. Doesn't mean it is, but it feels like it should be. Okay, has taken. So we're just going to take and we're going to try and center the two rooks. So let's do this one first and then this one. See, you can't put the queen on this row because you just get pinned immediately. You've got one square here, then I can activate the rook. I could even go with the queen potentially. I don't want to allow the knight to crash through there, but if we check and go here, see, it depends where the king goes, but yeah, gone there. So I assume we must want to check. It doesn't really matter. I mean, it could be an important pawn, this one, later in the game if I lose it, but I'm after the king right now. Oh, it's gone there, so I've got the option to go here then. Take, check, and I don't see a win. The simple queen across and trade must be better for me. It must be better for me, this. I mean, you've got to guard your knight if you don't trade. Now I can gang up on the knight. You're going to have to go defensive for a little bit. I assume I've got the outside pawn winning. As long as I can just keep this basically intact. Could prove to be easier said than done, of course. But the immediate threat is to double the rooks up, so you're going to have to go one of them like this. So, yeah, let's just do that and then try and run the pawn. Get on with pushing the pawns. See, I don't want to push them both too far if the king can't support them, though. You probably just need to move your king now to free up the knight. If I lose this outer pawn, though, it could still be a bit of a problem. That h-pawn could be very fast. So ideally, yeah, the king's moved, so I assume I want to come here with a view to doing this and king behind. I could go this way. Does it matter? I'm going to go here to just stay in touch with the pawns. If rook down, I think I can just simply step up. And then as long as I'm not losing this for free or this for free, I think I'm better because of the outside pawn. Yeah, the rook has come down, so I'm just going to go forward. Now, is my pawn fast enough? I can go up 2 squares now. So that's what I'm going to do, and then try and push this one, or even this one. But obviously my king's close enough to guard them both now. Now, do I do this and try and get a clean passed pawn? It might be worth it. And it gets rid of one of my opponent's pawns. Yeah, I think I should do that. Advance the pawn in the process. But I need the king up, obviously, supporting as well. And then if the knight wanders off, we can try and go after this pawn, something like that. Whether we can do it or not is another matter. Okay, knight does guard them both, so I assume I can come forward here. Very easy to go wrong in these positions, of course, but hit the knight. The knight could go back. Maybe I can shuffle or go forward. Yeah, knight check. I think I can just go forward. But still very, very easy to blunder in these positions. Oh, king comes forward. That's very risky. Okay. Now, I assume I can come back ready to throw a check in and you'd lose your knight if you ignore it. I could go forward as well, but rook back feels right. You've just got to see the threat which my opponent has done. So let's hit the knight. Goes back. So if I check now and kick the king away. Oh, can you go there? But then I've got check. That would be a check. Not a mate. You've got this, but it feels close to mate. You'd have a check and win the knight, wouldn't you? So it's a chance to blunder if you go forward. Even though it looks like you're creating a mating net. Check, forward, check, win the knight. And with it should win the game. Still going after this though. Okay, I need to take a little bit of time and check this. But I think you have to go forward. Check. You can step across. Take the knight. If you check, I just step back. Everything's guarded. You can gain this though, but I'm surely too fast. So I'm just going to play it. I actually missed that move, but take, check. King up, take. I just go here, don't I? You're going to take this, I'll take this. Now I could throw a knight check in here. No, I'm just going to try and keep it simple. Try and keep it simple. I think I'm going to go after the outside pawn. And I assume the 2 outside pawns should be winning. Doesn't mean they are, but they should be. Is this going to be faster? Okay, well, that just gives up the pawn. Okay, it's definitely going to be winning now. You had to really try and keep the rook behind your pawn, yeah. So we get a win.